The Bad Batch Season 2 finally returns next week. To get ready, here's a quick refresher of Season 1 and everything you need to know before watching Season 2. The Bad Batch are a group of mutated clones that first appeared in the Clone Wars series. Each of them had specialized skills or abilities not regularly found in their fellow clone troopers. Hunter, their leader, had enhanced senses, making him an excellent tracker. Crosshair was an amazing marksman, Wrecker had super strength, and Tech had hyper-intelligence. Near the end of the Clone Wars, they took part in the rescue of a captured clone named Echo who had been experimented on, turning him into a cyborg, and they welcomed him into their squad designated Clone Force 99, also known as the Bad Batch. At the very end of the Clone Wars, they witnessed the execution of Order 66 and the death of Jedi Master Depa Billaba, but the inhibitor chips that controlled every other clone trooper in the galaxy had little to no effect on them. They were recalled to Kamino, where they watched a hologram of Sheev Palpatine declaring himself Emperor of the Galaxy. Shortly after, they were approached by Omega, a young girl clone who identified with the Bad Batch because they were also unique. Crosshair's chip began to take more control over his mind, and he sided with the newly created Empire. When it became clear the rest of Clone Force 99 could not be swayed, Grand Moff Tarkin ordered their elimination. So they escaped with Omega, leaving Crosshair behind. Their former friend and brother took control of new Imperial soldiers who were volunteers rather than Kaminoan clones. The Bad Batch's escape led the Empire to believe clone troopers could not be controlled and were no longer a viable military asset. Desperate to prove them wrong, the Kaminoans sent bounty hunters after the Batch to recover Omega, one of the only remaining sources of Jango Fett's pure genetic code in the galaxy. Hunter led his family to Ord Mantell, where they began working as mercenaries for a shady Trandoshan named Sid. When it became apparent their inhibitor chips could still activate, they traveled to the scrapyard planet Braca with a fellow clone, Rex, who had his chip removed. He helped the Batch remove theirs as well, and went back off on his own, right before Crosshair and the bounty hunter Cad Bane tracked them all down. The Batch escaped, but Omega was taken to an old Kaminoan facility. A rival hunter, Fennec Shand, helped Omega escape under orders from a Kaminoan turncoat named Nala Se, who seemingly wanted to protect the young clone. Their family reunited, Clone Force 99 continued to work as mercenaries, but they saw the growing influence of the Empire. They helped a former separatist enemy escape Raxus Prime and assisted new allies, the Syndulas on the planet Ryloth. There they witnessed a regular but somehow incredibly handsome clone named Hauser reject the programming of his inhibitor chip, inspiring others to follow suit. They then received a distress call from a clone commando named Gregor, who was stationed at a secret Imperial facility on the planet Darrow. Gregor wished to desert, but first he revealed to the Batch that the Empire was using clone commandos to train the next generation of Imperial soldiers, the TK Trooper, who would eventually replace the clones. The escape did not go as planned, in part thanks to the intervention of another clone commando named Scorch. Gregor was rescued, but Hunter was captured and taken back to Kamino. The rest of the team returned to their old home to find it evacuated. They reached Hunter and had a confrontation with their brother, Crosshair, who revealed he had his chip removed and still sided with the Empire. But during their reunion, Imperial warships bombarded Kamino from orbit, planning to destroy the cloning facilities and any potential military threat to their new soldiers. The entirety of Clone Force 99 escaped together using underwater passageways, and they parted ways with Crosshair once again. In the final scene, we see that Nala Se was spared from the destruction of her home and taken to another secret Imperial facility named Mount Tantus on the planet Wayland. For what purpose, we don't yet know. The Bad Batch Season 2 takes place months after the finale of Season 1. The trailers have revealed that they are still working as mercenaries in the galaxy, but Echo thinks they could be doing more to fight the oppression of the Empire. The show will certainly continue to introduce us to new characters, as well as bring back some familiar faces and concepts. We know Commander Cody will be back along with Rex, and the character I'm most excited to see, Gunky. We also know from the Star Wars Celebration trailer that we will finally learn what happened to the Zillo Beast after the events of the Clone Wars. But that's everything you need to know about the upcoming season. Just a quick recap of the story so far to refresh your memories, since this show hasn't been on in nearly a year and a half. We will, of course, be covering every new episode as it releases, starting on January 4th. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel to keep up with all our Bad Batch coverage, follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, and consider checking out our Patreon page for video reactions and audio commentaries for every episode as well. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.